Alright guys, I apologize if I look tired, or I apologize if I'm not very as coherent throughout this video as I usually am. I got up at 3 o'clock this morning, so I'm very tired right now. I got up at 3 for work, but came home, got to really enjoy a game, got to really enjoy a good afternoon of football. And you know what? Sometimes it's nice to have a good close game like the Auburn-Alabama game. It was great to have a blowout win for Clemson. It really was. It was great to have that blowout game, especially against South Carolina. You know, if you know the rivalry, if you really went to Clemson, or you really know Clemson, their fan base, you know the rivalry with South Carolina is real, even though it's been very one-sided as of late. There's a lot of bad blood there. I remember a friend of mine who I took Spanish with telling me that she drove her truck down to, Columbia for the game, and she parked it in her friend's driveway, but she had a Clemson decal on it, and her truck got keyed all the way up both sides of it. So, yeah, there's some real hate there between the two fan bases, but great to go out there and get her. When I was really worried we were going to lose this game, because if we did, I would see nothing but, just, they would talk so much crap, and just it would be all over the internet. So I'm so glad we got to pull out this win here, 30-0, shutout win. Sealed the deal. They probably could have kicked a field goal if they wanted to at the very end of the game just to get points up. I do respect them for going for the touchdown instead of doing that. So I'll give them credit for that. They could have scored a couple times probably, but they were swinging for the fences, and they really had to if they wanted a shot to win the game. DJ didn't throw for a lot of yards, just 99 yards and interception, 9 for 19, but you didn't have to throw for a lot of yards. We didn't have to put a lot on DJ today. And I felt like he connected on plays where we needed him to have a little bit of something going on, a little bit of juice. So even though he had the one interception, even though he had under 100 passing yards, it was still, in my opinion, a pretty good game for him. Certainly not a great game, but a good game. He did what he had to do, and we won handily because of that. The best player out there, obviously, is going to be Will Shipley on our offense. He's really transformed throughout the season to what we thought he was going to be. He is super talented. He's only a freshman, too. It's insane how good he is so far. I'm not going to say I get Travis Etienne flashbacks. I don't. I don't get Travis Etienne flashbacks. Etienne was in my freshman class at Clemson. I don't see that. But I certainly see a player who's going to be up there and going to be producing at a high level for the next 2 or 3 years. I'm guessing 2 years. I don't think he'll stay for a senior year at this rate. But he had 19 carries for 128 yards on a touchdown. Kobe Pace, a sophomore, by the way, also a tremendous game. 7 carries for 58 yards and a touchdown, including a very nice 34-yard run. That's one of the best of the day. Phil Maffa getting involved a little bit. He's more of our power back right now. 11 carries for 43 yards and a score as well. And is he a freshman? I think they were trying to redshirt him this year. He is a freshman, yeah. So he's 6'1", 225. He's a freshman. They're trying to redshirt him this year because of the injuries to Shipley and some of our guys. He ended up playing more time. Probably won't be able to get that redshirt year, but that's a trio of underclassmen running backs who are all very good. So I'm very happy with the way the backfield is right now. We need to start stacking up the offensive line. We can stack up the offensive line and maybe transition from this team that was both balanced on the run and pass in the past and then a little bit more reliant on the pass in recent years. If we can transition to a team that's more focused on the run, I think that'd be very good just because of the running backs we have and because it's quite clear that right now we are more talented at running back than we are at any other position on the offense. That includes quarterback, and that even includes wide receiver, frankly. So, just something to think about. I don't have all the defensive numbers. I think Andrew Booth's going to get credited for 2 interceptions. It only says 1 here on ESPN. I think that's an error. I saw Booth make 2 interceptions today, so I'm going to go with that. There were a couple of dropped interceptions in this game, which is kind of disappointing. I'd love to see the guys run up the interception numbers. Those are always fun, but 2 interceptions today, it's still a good takeaway. Andrew Booth obviously getting to go out there and ball out and have his day, which is great. There's really not a lot for me to say about this game, frankly. It was just a very relaxing performance, which is very unusual for Clemson this year. Even the UConn game, where UConn scored, it was a kickoff, I believe. That was more stressful than this. So there's not a lot for me to add right now. I think Clemson's, from what I can tell, based on where we were at the start of the year, based on where we are now, this team seems to have gelled quite a bit. They really matured over the past couple of weeks. I know the Louisville game was kind of close, but basically from FSU on, Louisville, which again was close, but there were injuries involved in that game as well. The UConn game, obviously, which was something we were never going to lose. Wake then last week, and now SC this week. Being able to string together these 5 consecutive wins, it's really been good for this program. I think it's really been good for the underclassmen and the guys who are going to continue to play for Clemson next year. It's great to see guys like James Skalski, probably Andrew Booth, KJ Henry's another guy I think got sacked today. Being able to send those guys out on a high note to some extent, that's a great thing to do. We'll get guys like Davis Allen supposed to be coming back next year. Jordan McFadden supposedly is elected to come back next year. So getting those guys back next year after ending the season on a hot streak is certainly something I'm looking forward to. I want to see how they gel with the new guys. I want to see the new guys step up and continue to perform and continue to grow. So I'm actually very happy with how this season ended. It's not what I was expecting out of this year based on how it started. Even after the 10-3 loss to Georgia, I was still expecting that team to be better than they were in subsequent weeks, especially 14-8 win over Georgia Tech, that one that kind of stands out to me a little bit. And the loss to NC State, obviously. I think if this team played NC State now, I think we would win. And I honestly mean that. And we're not going to get a shot for the ACC championship game. That's fine with me. In my opinion, Clemson didn't earn a shot at it. I know no one really stands out in the ACC this year. No one in this conference is going to be in the college football playoff, and deservedly so. None of them have earned it. But, yeah, I don't think Clemson deserves a shot at the championship game. So I'm not upset that it's going to be Wake versus Pittsburgh. Because frankly, Clemson played, like I said, from that Georgia Tech game on, just not good football until FSU, frankly. So yeah, they don't deserve to be in the conference championship game. But I am overall, based on how quickly of a downturn our season took, I am very positive with how our season ended. I am very happy with how it's ended right now. I know there's obviously bowl season coming up, but the regular season is over. And I am very happy of how the guys grew. I'm very happy how the players developed. I know there were a lot of injuries to both upperclassmen and underclassmen alike, which is certainly never a good thing. Justin Ross never really got to finish his career with us. Tyler Davis got hurt again tonight, and he's been banged up basically every year since his freshman season. He might be going to the draft, so we'll see how that all plays out over time. But overall, like I said, I'm very happy with how the season ended, considering where we were at one point. To be able to go out there, string together a bunch of wins at the end of the year is very positive, and I am excited for the next year's recruiting class. From what I can see so far, it looks like it should be interesting to see how that will play out and how it will mesh with the guys we currently have on the roster. So overall, not too shabby. Certainly not the year we were hoping for, I admit that, but it's not bad. I mean, is it going to be 8-3, 9-3? You know, some programs would kill for that, so you have to be appreciative of it. It was a year to grow for a lot of guys. Hopefully they come back next year even better than before. And I think it's fair to have high expectations for next year. Maybe not championship expectations, but certainly expecting them to be able to compete and be in the ACC conference championship game or competing for it and not relying on other teams to lose to get in. So holding their own destiny is something I expect for them next year, based on what I've seen so far. But anyways, guys, that's really going to do it. I don't have much to talk about. I think I covered most of it. Like I said, the game was pretty relaxing. There's not a lot of negatives to pick at. The positives are kind of straightforward. So, yeah. Good game, good win. It's a pretty good Saturday overall. So, good night, guys. Talk to you all tomorrow or some other time. And if you have an opportunity, if you like the videos I make, please subscribe to the channel. Consider it. I do keep track of all the numbers. I'm pretty thorough with that, so I appreciate any subscriptions you can give me. It's free, obviously, and if you don't like it, you can always unsubscribe later. But thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you all hopefully tomorrow.